Yeah, so good morning, inspectors. As I throw that wonderful sunshine in my face that comes from my ring light, it's morning! Hello! Yeah, I just had one of the longer rests that I've had in a long time. And it's because of what I've done recently. Has anybody ever seen the movie Big Trouble? There's a guy named Puggy, and he looks like Jesus. Like he looks like the archetype of Jesus. Long hair, but little shaggy clothes, and he becomes this narrator at the beginning of the film, and he starts to tell the story. But then he pauses, and he's eating these Fritos chips, and he's like, "Man, you just can't beat these chips." And I feel like I'm in the same situation when I'm giving you my morning story. You just can't beat these tangerines. Like, they're just so freaking delicious. And it was like, what, man? You never had a tangerine before? It's like, yeah, but I never had this kind of appreciation for them. And half the time, it just never ever worked out right. Like, I would always get one that was going, or they'd start to go bad early. So I never preserved them well. Or you'd find ones that you couldn't just peel them right off. It would piss you off. It takes so long to peel them. They'd be hard. And there's a few that happen like this, but I'm a little bit better now. I'm a better selective. You really just can't beat these tangerines. So I slept so freaking good last night. Now, I always usually drink a lot of water. I don't know why I do that before bed. It's like I'm just asking to get up. But I did get up one time. And the problem is if I get up to go to the bathroom, I usually can't go back to bed. Last night, I was out. Went to the bed, went to the bathroom, got up, got back to the bed, and I was out. And I'm not quite sure what caused it. Now, yesterday I worked out for the first time in like 2 weeks. And I am sore. And I don't feel like I did a lot. But I worked out. So I'm looking forward to going back to the gym either tomorrow or Wednesday. Or not Wednesday. Gosh, Lord, today's Wednesday. Lord have mercy. And I don't know, there's a reluctance and energy wanting to do Wednesday here. I don't know what it is. It's just like, it just ain't vibing with me again. Like, I hate that because I went to this company that I'm at because I just didn't feel good where I was before. And it's like, here we go again. Like, is it the company anymore or is it me? I'm still sourcing that out. Today, hopefully, I got a better attitude. So, I worked out yesterday, did some more like body weight exercises a little bit. I have some free weights, so I did do some dumbbell stuff, and my strength was there. Strength was still good, but I haven't worked out in a while, so I'm paying for it today. I feel it. I'm like, ooh. But as far as being able to rest, I rested like I needed it so bad. And the other thing was I put down this pad, this electrical ESD pad that's connected to an outlet. Now, how I have it connected is all via this process of grounding. So it's a grounding pin from whatever's in your house. You have to test your outlets. And here's the effed up thing is that the pad itself, like a lot of people ordering this shit off of Amazon and there's no connection. Like I read a lot of reviews, I looked at a lot of videos, and I started doing my own test because I have an electrical background too. You didn't know. And I found out there was no connection. So I made sure that there was a connection. I had to buy a separate. Did I buy a separate pad? I'm trying to think if I did. I don't think I did. I don't think I had to buy a separate pad, electric ESD pad, but I did have to get a new connection that was on top of the pin, like where you normally would connect your tab to connect into the outlet or whatever. So because it wasn't generating connection from the little box, the continuity box. So I got something that had what's the little alligator clip? So I had something that had an alligator clip on the end that was the wire that could connect into the other piece, which was perfect. And those two were complementary, so I had a connection out of it, and I attached it on the little pin of the ESD pad. And why am I telling you all this? Because now you know exactly what you got to do. And when I did that, all the connections fired up, and I was like, okay, cool, let's see what happens. The first time I just felt immediate drain. So what am I talking about after all this? I'm talking about earthing, okay? And it's by Clinton Ober. Look into it. That old man shares his story. It was so fascinating. And what he discovered about grounding himself. And mentioned about how we're all inflamed. Well, yesterday I watched a big video about inflammation. And I go from time to time taking this pad off my bed to see how well I sleep and how well versus I sleep when it's on there. And I've had this for over a year now, and I can, without a shadow of a doubt, definitively say that when the pad is there, I sleep way better. I sleep way better every single time. It just does it. I wish I was wrong. I wish there's something like this is just woo woo. I used to go outside when my stomach problems were the worst. I used to go outside and just put my feet on the ground and just sit there for 30 minutes. And I would feel like things were just draining through my legs. It was, And his whole thing is that we are electrical bodies. And we run around all day doing all the things we're doing. We never get a chance to ground ourselves. And he says right back in the 50s, he said people used to take off their shoes at the door, okay? They would always walk around barefooted. And not to say that, being barefooted in the house is grounding you, because, you've got different things that'll insulate you from the ground. But he did say that most people didn't even wear shoes in general. And so not just that they took them off at the front door, they would go out and walk around outside without shoes. The only time shoes were really a thing was when somebody had to do something that was construction related, or they needed to really protect their feet. But otherwise, people were barefooted. And we're talking about not that long ago. It's like 1950s and before. That's not long ago. So he said then there was like the invention of rubber soles. So the rubber soles, I think, allow some conductivity, or I may be wrong, maybe not. I'm just not quite sure which one it is, but I think it was semi-conductive soles that were like this. And then it eventually got to where it's at now with the kind of soles we have on the bottom of our feet. And it does not allow any kind of conduction between you as a charge and to the ground. And for those reasons, your body that doesn't make contact ever with the earth remains in a charge. And he says that charge is an inflammation charge. Your body is inflamed. So his method of putting out the fire is grounding. And he stumbled upon this accidentally. You can imagine. I think he's a doctor or an engineer or whatever. I mean, he found this out. He started taking this to colleges, like just to review it, and he was finding great results, but it was a very challenging process. But anyways, it's all there, I think, in the book. I watched him on a podcast. When you buy the the ESD pad, you get the book, which is pretty cool. And anyways, I just encourage anybody that is having any problems with inflammation or needs their body to just relax and sleep and detox or whatever the heck you think you might be getting from this. Try out that pad, but make sure you get it to where it functions correctly and it does discharge through to your ground. And he provides a little meter that you can check with, and the meter works. The meter itself was pretty good, but everything else was just like, I don't know about this. No, this ain't working. I think he's probably fooled a lot of people just on a placebo effect. And I don't even know if he knows. It's like most of the people that were commenting were like, we don't want to believe it's Clinton that is messing this up. They just think it's the manufacturers. Which is stupid because it's an easy fix. It's just continuity. You either have a connection or you don't. Design the damn product where it has a connection. Oh, see, this is a not so good tangerine. No sweetness. Probably has no seeds. Great. Anywho, that's been my experience. My girl's looking excited. She wants to come see me, so that's going to be fun. Not sure what we're going to get into. But I did have an intensity of arousal or sexual desire towards her this morning, which was good. I've been looking for that. Maybe my libido's been down. I have no idea. But looking forward to seeing her too. You know, it'd be great to build something that might lead itself to a relationship. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least I got a better idea. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would say that's really going on deep. My kid watched Silver Bullet last night. Knocked that movie out like it was nothing. She said, yeah, it's good. Then we watched Fright Night, the original Fright Night, which is hideous. God, they got some hideous looking makeup in that. I wish they could make some like that now. But the new Fright Night wasn't bad either. Like with Colin Farrell, I thought that one was pretty good. But when she watched it, like I told you, she's watched horror movies. She's seen them all, and she watched that one probably a couple of years ago, and she thought it was really good. She really liked it. But the old school one, we did something different. We just kind of skipped towards the end. It was like, we're just going to see the moments where the vampire jumps up. So she got a chance to see that, and you could tell she's intently watching the whole time. She was like, Wasn't scared, wasn't hiding. She didn't care. She doesn't watch things the same way other kids do. Kids watch stuff and they immediately freak out and they go into this emotional panic. She has a switch that she turns on where she actually gets inquisitive about it. And she's like looking at it like, what in the heck is that? That is very interesting. Freaky. Don't want to touch it. Don't want it near me. But I'm watching it. And when she turns on that engine, it's like she's taking notes. So anyways, that went well. She's just an awesome kid. Went through, learned some words. And of course, the cool stuff about learning words is that your learning takes place more or less when you're sleeping, as opposed to when you're just like going through it, looking at it word for word in the moment. So you have to let a little bit of delayed learning happen, and that delayed learning allows more elaboration to happen. And next thing you know, she'll probably be able to pick up these words even better than what she's doing now, which is going to be very cool. But anyways, we got a lot of work to do in the house. Straighten up, cleaned up just a little bit more, tidying her. And then my lady will come. We'll have hopefully a great day, and I can share about that in the next day. This has been one of the more busier waning moons that I've had, and it's somewhat annoying. I'm not gonna lie. It does have a seed. Is this nasty? I take all my comments back now about seeds being the sweetest. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, busiest waning moon I've ever been in. Well, one of the busier. But we have to keep active, don't we? I got a nice list here. Instead of it being on my PC, I wrote it out. Hopefully it's more likely to get done. We shall see. Before I keep rambling on with the video on a Wednesday, you guys do great jobs. Get out there, do what you got to do. Be inspectors and just going out and investigating the day. And you tell me what goes on in your life. I mean, if you guys are watching, just comment. You can comment anytime you want to. Otherwise, I'm just a speaker box. I love different things. If you like what I mean by like content that you want me to speak about, or you want stuff for me to look up or check out, I would love to learn about it. I don't know every damn thing, but I do like different subjects. It's how we get better as a collective. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye. Happy Wednesday.